What's going on, family? Thank y'all for joining me on another episode of Abandoned Voices. Joining me today, good brother of mine, good friend of mine, Mr. Chills.
Yeah, we're in the building. We're in the van.
We're in the van. Mr. Chills is the barbershop owner, restaurant owner. What else you got going on?
Call service and my
Call
family
service.
in the funeral business. We
Funeral
bury 'em
business?
too, you know.
Oh man, y'all don't kill him, man. You just bury him, man.
No, we kill them, we chill them.
Kill him and chill him. So what's going on with the Chill, man? Tell the people a little something about yourself, man.
Well, Mr. Chill, you know, named Wilbur Wilson. Grew up uptown, 3rd Ward, 13th Ward.
Uptown, huh?
Yeah, 50 years old now and been through all the unimaginables to get to the good spot of life where I'm at now.
They say it's a blessing to live to 50, live to 50 from uptown.
Yes, indeed, especially through all the drama and the turmoil, you know, a brother can see throughout the years. I own a barbershop now, on a restaurant called Mr. Chill's First Class Hot Dog and Sweet Pastries, 575 Carrollton Avenue. And I own Mr. Chill's Barbershop, 2736 South Carrollton Avenue. Just trying to do my job as an entrepreneur in the city. And, you know, as a young, middle-aged guy, I'm going to just say that, you know, trying to just lay down some roots where people can catch on to what I'm doing, maybe some of the young youth, and see that they can put their mind to it and, you know, accomplish anything that they want to accomplish.
So how long you been uptown for with the barbershop?
Uptown now on Carrollton. I've been on Carrollton like 13 years, and in the Broadmoor, before I moved on Carrollton, I was over there 3 years with my barbershop I had in the Broadmoor.
Oh, in Broadmoor. All right. So you've been cutting 13 years. That's like right before Katrina, right?
Yeah, I've been cutting that spot right before Katrina, and thank God I'm still going strong. I'm able to give people opportunities and jobs and everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty much happy about where my business has gone and the direction my business is going in. You know, I thank God every day for giving me that opportunity to be able to be well known in the city, and people trust what I do.
So you was cutting when the storm happened. You was how that turned out for you?
Yeah, well, you know, after the storm happened, I set up on Claiborne and Napoleon with a tent and a generator. I think it was like September maybe around the 17th or the 20th. I made it, snuck back in New Orleans at least. A police in the back of Carrollton, I gave him a case of water and he let me in.
Oh, wow.
He told me every day that I wanted to come in, he'll let me in, you know, so I just had to bring in water every time I came in. So, you know, that was a pretty good hookup right there. And I set up with a tent and a generator for 17 months on Claiborne and Napoleon, an abandoned gas station. And shit, cut hair
right there.
Yeah, I cut at least about 6,000 or 7,000 people hair and took down to about 12,000 pictures out there. You know, people coming out there to say, damn, man, you representing the best way by action. And one of the reasons why, you know, I figured out later I was out there, God just wanted me to represent for people, to let them know that they can come back home and open their businesses up, or they can come back home and just get their life back together, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's cool. So it wasn't too many people like with businesses open around that time, right?
No, well, from, you know, Claiborne runs a long way. Mm-hmm. I'll say from Hurricane to Chalmette, they didn't have any businesses open. Yeah. And I was the only businesses open in that whole distance right there. And, you know, that's why, you know, one guy told me that, you know, I represented for the community and just for people to know that, like, damn, man, the impossible can be possible. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened with that right there. And lo and behold, it helped make me who I am today, just by putting that type of work in. You know, a lot of people admired me for that zeal that I had to be committed, you know, to stay out there and weather all the different weather, from being hot to being cold, to watching out for the jackers, watching out for the slackers, giving people free haircuts, some people bringing me food, some people, you know, leaning on my shoulder to cry because they lost it all. It was a traumatic time for a lot of different people, and I got to be at the epicenter of feelings, desperation, and heartache, you know?
You know, a haircut was crazy, because I still remember after Katrina, my first haircut was everything. Because I went so long without one, and I got in, you know, in Houston, couldn't find a New Orleans barber. So my first haircut after the storm was like,
well, you know, that was a thing to put a smile back on your face, and it really didn't matter that it was a haircut. The biggest thing that it just gave you an opportunity to sit back and reflect. And, you know, half of the people always chop it up with a barber, and chop it up, I mean, by conversating about their life, where they're going, what then happened to them, or how they're feeling. And half of the time, you know, people were sitting down and they was able to hear some information about how they can put their life back together, or somebody's just telling them that it's gonna be all right. You know, it's just almost like you needed a hug. A haircut is almost like a hug or a pat on the shoulder sometimes, saying it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. So, you say you got right now your barbershop is on Carrollton, and you say you have a restaurant on Carrollton, right?
Yeah, I got the barbershop on Carrollton and the restaurant on Carrollton.
And what's the name of the restaurant?
Mr. Chill's First Class Hot Dog and Sweet Pastries. I sell hot dogs. I sell about 12 different styles of gourmet hot dogs. I sell gumbo. I sell yakime. I sell roast beef po' boy, the best in the city. I sell hot sausages po' boy, the best in the city. I sell hamburger po' boy is the best in the city. I sell shrimp sandwich, the best in the city. And I sell yakime, and I sell pastries too, you know.
Best in the city.
7-Up cake. Yeah, all kind of different cakes and cookies and stuff. You know, my wife, she runs the restaurant for me. While I take care of the barbershop, I'll go down there in the evenings, and sometime I'll go down there and help them for lunch hour, depending on how I can open up my schedule down at the barbershop. The barbershop is doing real well. It took off the first day that I opened, like 13 years ago.
So the spot you at now, you've been there 13 years on Carrollton?
Yeah. Well, you know, we're gonna say I've been there 13 years, but do a little correction. It's pretty much been like 12 years.
Same
because
thing,
I spent a year on Claiborne and Napoleon. I spent a year and a half out there, but I was working on the building on Carrollton and Walmsley at the time to get it together so I can come move off Claiborne and Napoleon onto Carrollton Avenue. So that's why I always said this 13 years, you know.
Oh, all right. So how long the hot dog stand been?
I've been opening a hot dog spot now for about a year and a half. I moved out to Broadmoor. I had Mr. Chill Broadmoor Dogs and Sweet Pastries for 4 years in the Broadmoor area on Durbany Street, General Persian in Durbany. A lot of people know I had the barbershop, and I changed the barbershop from a barbershop to the restaurant. I converted it. Right after I moved on Carrollton Avenue, I wasn't coming back in that area cutting hair anymore, so I started a restaurant over there. I wound up selling the building and selling the restaurant to a guy, and I moved over on Carrollton Avenue. I found that spot on Carrollton Avenue that came up for lease, and I figured that I wanted to get back in the restaurant business. So, you know, I did the appropriate work, I did the leg work, the foot work, and got with my agent and everything. Everybody connected with the other agent, and I was able to open up the business. I was able to go to City Hall and get my paperwork. I was able to go to an architect and had it drawn out the way I figured I wanted to see my business look and everything. And it took me about 6 months to actually do the build out, and then after that, you know, I opened up, and shit, I've been doing real well over at the restaurant, and a lot of people in the city already know me from the barbershop and cutting hair on Claiborne and Napoleon, and they came out and supported me real well. I'm open Wednesday through Sunday. I open up at 11 a.m. during the week. I close at 7 p.m. and that's the same hours on Saturday, 11 to 7, and on Sundays I'm open from 12 to 5. you know, and I'm off on Monday and Tuesdays at the restaurant. But the barbershop is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 in the morning to 6 in the evening by appointment only.
Oh, your barbershop. So barbers is just you and Joshua, right?
Yeah, me and guy Joshua. I had some other barbers before they done went on and doing their thing. I had about 4 different barbers throughout the years, and all of them done opened up their own shops. So what I'm teaching over there, I'm teaching guys, yeah, well, you're teaching guys how to go out and get their own money, and you know, build a life for themselves, and you know, that's pretty much it. Making everybody happy all the way around the board, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You gotta learn somewhere.
Well, I learned from many people in my life. You know, you know, there's a lot of different people came into my life and showed me some beautiful things, and I just, you know, took it and ran with it and made it more beautiful, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You got kids?
Yeah, I have 3 boys, Wilbur, Willie, and Marcus. You know, my oldest boy 29, my middle son is 26, and my youngest son is 25.
You got men.
Yeah, they doing their thing. They some good young men. I never really had no problems with them. They growing up out here in the society, you know, adding to it instead of taking away from it.
That's good, man. That's good. That's good, man. So much going on in the world that these young men, kids, whatever you want to call them, you know.
Yeah, you know, it's tough for them, but like myself and yourself, we're trying to just lay out a pattern that they know that, you know, you're going to have to work for what you get, and it's not going to be easy. You're going to have some bumps in the roads, you're going to have some obstacles that you have to climb over, but at the end of the run, if you continue on that journey, you know, you'll get some type of satisfaction out of it. Sometimes you may not get rich, you might just be a little bit above broke, but you'll be content on that you're able to provide for you or your family.
Yeah.
Till things get a little bit more better. But you know, just stand on that road of consistency is the thing that we trying to let these young guys know that's going to help them prevail at the end and become a champion.
Yeah, man, things have got so bad in the city.
Well, it's bad in a way.
I guess it depends on who you ask. Some areas it's good, some areas is not so good.
Yeah, but we just have to keep doing what we're doing. We know all the pitfalls with drugs, lack of jobs, a lot of people, you know, on probation, a lot of people been incarcerated, so they can't get the jobs that they want. They don't have the skill set that they want or need. So people like myself who been in trouble with the penal system, it's a man like myself and others who show them like, hey man, regardless if you have 2 or 3 strikes against you and you home, these are some things that you can do to create an opportunity for yourself. And opening up a small business is some of the ways that a lot of these guys need to go, and females need to open up their own businesses. Even if it's cutting grass, cleaning windows, washing cars, painting porches, helping people do math, English, you know, tutors, you know, whatever your skill set is, but be consistent and, you know, ask people, give you a chance to show your self-worth. You know, sometimes you do a lot of things when you're young and it follows you in your adult life. And now that we've seen, you know, how life can take you down some wrong roads, now we have enough people that went down them wrong roads to come back and tell you that it can be great on the other side. You know, it's almost like when people was getting out of slavery and they couldn't read, and a lot of people who wasn't able to read in slavery time, African Americans, they went back and taught some of the others. They went taught school, they went taught in the church, or they went taught at schools to be able to uplift the knowledge base of the people who was enslaved and wasn't able to, you know, learn how to function in society through literacy.
They say a smart man learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah, and you know, but the other people got to come back and teach that smart man how to get smart. That. You know, and
people got to come back.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I came back to teach like how you can get it on, and hopefully God to continue to bless me and my family and my wife and my children and the people that He surround me around, that I can still be a beacon of light for those who, done lost their way and ready to gain, back that vision on getting them where they want to be. This is why I started cutting that Claiborne and Napoleon out here.
Right.
And if the mayor, you ever listen to this, or anybody work for the mayor, I need a plaque on Claiborne and Napoleon. Let them know what the grand hustle is all about. And that a young man came out here and made a lifestyle for himself, took it from a tent to generator to a major barbershop and a major restaurant.
So the shell you cutting at was the shell?
It was the shell on Claiborne and
Napoleon. They had one right there.
Yeah, they built a Chinese restaurant right there right now.
Right.
They occupying that space. I had an opportunity to buy that space, but at the time, it wasn't a good look for me to purchase it, so I took my finances and did other things with them. And I'm glad I did, because I made out good at the endeavors that I went into.
Like you said, man, when one door closed, it's not over with. That just means y'all go a different direction.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to, sit back and study the game a little bit and see, what's else on the table. Because sometimes, we kind of overlook other things on the table when we have our mind set on one thing, and you can't see all the other things that's highlighted that can possibly give you some satisfaction that you may be looking for too.
So back in that time, it was Ray Nagin the mayor, right?
Yeah, Ray Nagin was the mayor.
Around that time.
That dude always avoided me. He didn't really show me no love coming through. You can turn at this corner right here, and I'll show you the old barbershop and restaurant that I used to have. Ray Nagin ain't showed me no kind of love, throughout the years that he was mayor and I was on Claiborne and Napoleon and moved on Carrollton. He never was a part of none of the things that I did, but Mayor Mitchell Andrew and Latoya Cantrell, the new mayor now, they always been a part of what I did. It was my building right here on the corner. I had 3 apartments that I had to it, and my barbershop used to be here. My restaurant right here was on the corner. It's a prominent area around here. It's a beautiful building and everything. A guy came one day with the right price, and that's the power of having things, the paperwork in your name and ownership, that you're able to make different moves with it. If that building was for somebody else, I wouldn't have been able to sell it, and come up like I did. And like I said, go back to Ray Nagin. So everybody ain't gonna always be on your side to help you, and that wasn't a dilemma for me. I just kept pushing on, and God sent some other elected officials to come to represent for me. One of the people who represented hard for me was Oliver Thomas, and when I was cutting hair out here, they put me off of Claiborne and Napoleon. The police stopped out here and talked about how much money I made, and I need to go down there. But them other niggas on Claiborne and Jackson, where the police let the people do anything down there. So I kind of fell back a little bit and kind of.
So he was mad? He was making money?
Yeah, he was mad because I was giving the haircuts away for free, and some people who wanted to give me some money gave me some. But I guess he didn't like the whole setup, that me was out there doing my thing and getting all that notoriety. But one monkey can't stop no show, and thank God that He'll send His angels down to deflect whatever he tried to put on me. It didn't work. No weapons, shall prosper against what God had planned for me, because God wanted me to show some people some things. So whatever that police tried to do, it didn't work. And years later, I seen him and everything. We didn't really have nothing to say to each other, but he never fooled with me after that. Maybe it was just a moment in time, you know what I'm saying, that he got a little disturbed by what was going on. And that's not no indictment against all the other cops out here. And that was just one guy doing his thing, but he may be a better guy. He might have did some good shit for people before, but that day he was like on some ill shit, you know what I mean? And I persevered through that, and I'm here 13 years later, riding with you now and doing my thing and loving every bit of my life, and hoping that people can steady patronize Mr. Chill's Barbershop and Mr. Chill's Restaurant. that's the only way that I'm gonna be able to stay in the mix. I know you hear rappers say it wouldn't be no me without you, and in business that's just the way it is. So I know people gonna be viewing this here, so I hope that they come out to Mr. Chills and get them something to eat, or they come out to Mr. Chills Barbershop and, you know, get a haircut, because that's the only way that you're gonna be able to keep seeing me and seeing my presence and seeing what my self-worth is in business, and my business being able to help the community.
So one more time, so you got, where's the barbershop? Where's the you know, all your locations again?
Okay, the barbershop is at 2736 South Carrollton Avenue, right across the street from Lafayette School.
Everybody know that's that.
Yeah.
Right by all the speed cameras.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I hope the mayor says she's gonna take some of them down and stop them from taking pictures in the school zone. After the school zone, she's gonna have them cut off. You ain't gonna be able to get no ticket.
Oh, so they're not coming down completely?
Well, some of them in some areas are coming down. That's what she said. And then she said that after school hours, the camera's going to be shut off. So, you know, like I said, she's trying to do the game, make the game a little bit more reasonable, because I have a red light ticket right now for $135 off of parking.
Man, I ain't gonna tell you how many I have.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay mine though, because I don't want nobody to put no boot on my truck in front of my shops.
Well, I keep this thing rolling.
Yeah, the look ain't good. But my hot dog shop, my restaurant is at 575 Carrollton Avenue, and the name again is Mr. Chill First Class Hot Dog and Sweet Pastries. My lovely wife, Joyce, she run the whole scene over there.
So that's the brains behind it.
Yeah, well, you know, every good man there's a good woman.
Somewhere, yeah.
And my
definitely.
wife backed my program up majorly, but I'm a go-getter, and I sponsor her out here with my hustle, so she can, you know, do some of the things that she want to do in life. Some of her dreams can come true. That's why I laid down a good foot game to bring this money in, so she can, you know, work it around, move it around, and help us keep creating things to show that, you know, we one of the power couples in New Orleans too, and, you know, that our family embrace friends and families and try to be a inspiration for those who are not inspired, or those who figure like, man, I think I can do it. You know, what me and my family and my wife is doing, we showing people that what can be done. When you don't think it can be done, the impossible, you can make the impossible possible.
There we go, man. Mr. Chills got the barbershop, got the hot dog stand, not stand, but restaurant. And it's what's the name of it again? The pastries? It's
Mr. Chill's First Class Hot Dog and Sweet Pastries.
You like that first class, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, because anything you do out here, you need to do it at 110%. And that's why I always, when I first got in business, I called I had a limousine service, and it used to be.
Oh man, you do everything, huh?
Yeah, I try to get around. You know, that's all you can do is try to get around. Where I come from, you have to do more things than one. And that's why, you know, I ain't spread myself thin. I'm sure about what I do. I put a lot of time into studying up on what I want to do and how I want to roll it out. So when I do it, I know it's first class.
Mr. Chills, man.
I'm excited, man, just by being able to be a part of your program.
Nah, man, I thank you, man, for, you know, for adding to my program, you know, bringing in another flavor.
Well, you know, I hope you get all the flavors that you're looking for out of your endeavor, my brother, because you're really doing a great thing right here, helping promote people like myself and others. And I know everybody who's been a part of this journey, riding in the vehicle, being able to give their testimony about their business and, you know, what they've been through to get it. It's amazing that we can find people out here that is facilitating these here things right here, and I'm just excited once again, and I'm gonna just say thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Oh man, thank you. I just try to do my part, man. You know, I can't cut hair, you know, I can't ball the way I want to, you know, so I gotta do something. I'm good at talking, having conversation. So I pick what I do, man. That's I enjoy talking. I enjoy helping other people get to the next level in life. So man, I want to say, man, just thank you again, man. I appreciate it, man. Give me the opportunity, man.
Okay, let's get it done. Let's get this here word out.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, man.
Whoa.